Good evening, YouTube. This is Pastor Lavelle Jennings here again from the Gazebo Talk. I have a very special guest here today, dear to my heart. He's my son, Laquone M Jennings, or better known as Q. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia, but he stopped up in town to see his parents and his family. And I thank God that he's here. And we're going to have a nice conversation and ask him some questions about his experience in Baldwin, Michigan, and life itself. So stay tuned for that great conversation. Will you introduce yourself, Laquone?
Yeah, so my name is Laquone M Jennings. Everybody call me Q or Quan in the family, or that know me well, they call me Q, Quan. But yep, my name is Laquone. My stage name is TQ, so that's my music name.
All these Qs, but anyway, Laquone, now you lived at one time in Baldwin, Michigan, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was it like growing up in Baldwin, Michigan before you moved to Atlanta?
Growing up in Baldwin it's a unique experience. It's an experience you can't get nowhere else. Like growing up in Baldwin in a small town community where everybody know everybody, and it's almost like everybody pulling for you. You know, if you do good, the community does good. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that nowhere else. Like in the big city, you meet so many people, and they meet so many people, and there's so much going on at once. Growing up in Baldwin, it's like it's all in the same space. It's all happening at the same time. We all experiencing the same things, and it's not much to do, except if you don't get that support, in many other places, because you don't have nothing else to do but support the people around you in a small town like this. So that's my experience with Baldwin.
Juan, did you, when you grew up in Baldwin, did you experience any kind of racism, any kind of problems with?
We did sometimes during the sports. I think we got like the near end of it, like the sheer end of all because in the 90s it was kind of clearing up and everybody was kind of, so like when we used to have some of the games, I think back in middle school, sometimes some of the kids in some of the surrounding areas would spit on their hands when they shook our hands, and we wouldn't want to shake their hands, and it looked bad, like, oh, ball when they shaking their hands, but they were spitting on their hands, so we don't want to shake their hands. We wanted to, but you don't want to get spit on your hand, and I think that happened very rarely. And a lot of the times, because we won a lot of games around that time too, we were like a dominant team. Baldwin was always dominant around playing the schools around us. For some reason, we just always won all the games. So maybe that has something to do with it.
You're talking about mainly basketball, correct?
Yeah.
Because you had a bad basketball team. You remember some of the players on your team that you played along with because I really enjoyed watching you play, and tell you the truth, all the Baldwin enjoyed watching you as a guard and your team, because you guys were pretty good.
Yeah, we had a good squad. I could think of a lot of the good players I had on my team. I had a lot of good players too, because I played. So my sophomore year, I had Howard Perry was always good.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
That's my cousin too. He was always good on the rebound, and he always was like my sidekick. Uh-huh. He was like my Tim Duncan. I had Dominic Kelly. He was always good.
Dominic Kelly, I remember.
Daniel Bowman. He was always good on my team. He taught me a lot of stuff. Joey Howard. They were like my mentors, before my senior year. They taught me.
Okay.
DJ Robinson. Demetrius Robinson. He was one of our sharpshooters, one of our top scorers. Anthony Holmes, he was one of the top athletes. He came later, but he grew up in Baldwin, moved away, and came back. We always had a lot of athletes like that.
Okay.
And DJ was like that too. So him, Anthony Holmes. We had a lot of good cats on our team. I can't think of everybody, but those are some of the good. When we were ranked 13th in the state. I think when my senior year we were 13th in the state.
And that was when the school you remember being packed then. It was a lot of people came to support.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been to any games lately within the last year since you've been out of school, and see the support has really dropped in Baldwin High School.
It's like a lot of people, and sports ain't the same, it seems like, nowadays either. It seems like a lot of people more hip to the social media area. Everybody want to be on computers instead of like back in the day. We were outside. You remember when the courts were full?
Yeah, you remember that.
The Baldwin basketball court, it was always full. It was a wait to play. You used to have to wait and fight to get your turn on the court.
In the 90s.
I had next
year. Yeah.
This is 90s. Nowadays, you go to the court, there's nobody there. Nobody out practicing. Everybody got 2K and, PlayStation 5s.
That's amazing.
So it's like that. It's not the same feeling as it was back in the days.
Yeah.
But basketball, as far as life,
What do you think happened? Like you said, mostly computers. What about drugs or women? What do you think?
I think it's just, I think it's a lot of games, and we still do have a lot of good athletes coming out of Baldwin. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like nothing changed with as far as our athletes. I think just like the support. Like you
Yes.
said, people don't want to come out no more, and maybe the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, has something to do with it. You know,
Okay.
things that been people don't like to go outside no more. It seems like they're more in tune with just being at home. That could play a role. And but we still got great athletes coming out of Baldwin. We got
Okay.
great people doing good things. Brandon Childress back at the
Okay.
school.
All right.
Elliot
Okay.
Lindsey,
Yeah.
he been
Yeah.
around. He got his son coming up, FBSL, and it's like a little basketball group. Or I'm not sure they do all athletics, but
Yes. Yes.
there's a lot of people pouring into Baldwin. But we just gotta, all do our part to get it back buzzing how it was.
Okay. What made you decide to move away? Because where do you live now?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. What made you decide to move away, and how is it now?
I moved away. I wanted to test myself and see, and I do music, and of course, Atlanta is known as Black Hollywood,
Okay.
and it's like a big entertainment market, and it wasn't too far from home. You know, everybody wanted to go to LA, and I thought about that, but you can get the same qualities in Atlanta that you'll get in LA for half the price, and it's closer to home, half the distance from home. And Atlanta is just a city. It reminds me of Baldwin because everybody want to see you make it.
Okay.
And everybody want to help somebody do something. There's a lot of plugs and connections. When you in Baldwin, like I said, everybody's so tight-knit. We all plugged and connected. In Atlanta, it's like a bigger city, but it's that same small plug and connected feeling.
Okay.
So that's what I love about Atlanta. It helped me get my music out. And pretty soon, I think this is going to be my breakout year. And I went to Atlanta not to work for nobody, work for myself. And I see that happening soon. So.
Was that hard? Well, I mean, just you leaving, because remember, all your cousins are
Oh,
around
yeah.
here. You got the cousins in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I see when you come home, you like to say, I got to go and hang out with my cousin, because everybody want, oh, Q, come with me, Q. They want to pull you every which way.
Right.
So when you left here, or even now, do you ever think about miss Baldwin? And tell us about the day you left. I mean, was it hard?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, I miss Baldwin. You know, it's funny. They don't have like lakes and streams in Georgia, so you can't just go to a lake and go swimming at the beach. The first thing I did when I got back in town this weekend was go to the beach. And it's like you take small things like that for granted when you get to a place like that.
Yes.
But I miss Baldwin all the time. The day leaving, I cried, Dad. I cried when I was driving away. I left the driveway here in Ludington. I think you were going. You might have been at work that day.
Okay.
So I think it was just Mom, Vale, and my sister. Maybe Shamar was
Leaving
there
your
too.
family, yeah.
Yep,
It's hard.
leaving my family. I saw him. It was like a movie almost. I saw him in the rear view. You know, hugged everybody, and tears just started falling down. I'm like, I'm really driving 1,300 miles away from my family,
That's
all with a car packed full of everything I had with me. That was
Yeah.
it, pillows, and you know. But I trusted God. My dad always told me, trust. You always told me, trust
Yeah.
God. Let Him lead the way. Don't worry about nothing and be afraid. And I honestly was afraid. I didn't know what it'd be like. I always used to everybody involved and knowing me, going to a place where you don't know nobody, you know.
Yes.
But it was a definite experience.
You know, and I believe it seemed like God put you out on your own, you know, because even now, your mom and I, we have basically all the kids are gone. We got extra rooms now, you know. So at one part of me cried that my son left, you know, because we really enjoy Laquone all the time when he comes up now. And the other part was saying, yes, we got him out of the house, you know, where we got some rooms left for to share with whoever comes over and invite him. But it's always good to have Laquone come around because this time, you know, he surprised me. And that was something that I brought him up doing because I like to be full of surprises. And I was cooking breakfast a couple of days ago, and here it is. I hear somebody knock at the door, hear somebody come in the door, as he has his own key, and lo and behold, it's Quan. And so that really brought joy to my heart to see him, because you don't see him much anymore. And I know all you parents out there, you know how it is when you have a son or a daughter that leaves home for the first time, and then they come back to visit. Sometimes you just want to always have open arms and have a place for him to always come back. And Quan knows that. Quan has always a place here. So Quan, when you came back here, you immediately, of course, visited your relatives and you visited friends. And there's not enough time for you to visit everybody, correct? And there's always people calling for you.
Every time, left and right. It ain't never enough time, especially, and you know, people in Grand Rapids and you know, people in just all the surrounding areas. I got so many friends everywhere. It's hard to get around to everybody. It just
Okay.
ain't no place like home, though. You know,
That's
I
wonderful.
get back and it's a lot of friends I'm proud of. I didn't get to see Joey Howard. You know,
Okay.
he give a lot to the community too now,
Okay.
and he got a lot of things going on with his family businesses, and you know, I just love family-oriented people.
Yes.
So that's what's at home, and that's why I come home so often. I need to get home more. You
Okay.
know,
How long have you been? How long has it been now since you've been? You
I've been
think
gone for 5 years, 6 years. I've been in Georgia for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that
Six
long
years
either.
went by. I still got my Michigan license in my wallet too. They accidentally gave it to me. That's kind of my token. I keep it, you know, to remind me of home. I
Yes.
got a Georgia license and a Michigan license, and they give me. They always say, "Oh, you a Michigan man?" Yeah, that's right, man. Wolverines or Lions? I said, "No, we not from Detroit, but everybody from out of state assume you from Detroit when you say Michigan."
Yes.
So like growing up in these woods in Idlewild, Michigan, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's my home. You know, I just say Detroit because that's what they know. You know.
Yes, yes. You know, and like I said, it's so good. I want to get you and your brothers together because all of my sons, they have their own thing going. You know, we got my son Shamar, the youngest of the boys.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing, and you got Sandre. He's got him a house somewhere, and now Laquone, you know, he has him a place somewhere, and you're not alone down there because you do have you
Yeah.
have some relatives
Oh
down, a few
yeah,
relatives in
definitely. Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah. You know your sister Auntie Myra
Yeah,
and
okay.
my uncle Mike and my cousin Malachi down there with me. That's my roommate right now. So you know I'm covered. You know I always got people I can call when I need some help.
Wonderful.
And I got Scotty Metcalf down there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and they like family to me too. Him and Contessa, my cousin Javier,
Javier,
he
uh-huh.
doing this thing, and y'all gonna have to check him out. Javier and
Wonderful.
Divine, he doing this thing down there right now. He was just in a little baby Sierra video.
Okay.
So y'all check him out. Y'all go follow him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's a lot of big things going on.
I think Scotty trying to keep my best friend. He's down there trying to keep up with the younger people too.
Yeah.
You know, he's over the hill like me, but yet he's still keeping up. Laquone, what do you got in the fire? I mean,
Yeah.
you got some music
I got
going
some
on and
music.
some other things, or what do you got going on?
I'm gonna start giving y'all a song a month. You know, I promised myself after my birthday I was gonna kick it up a notch. So I've been eager to get back home too. I was excited to come surprise my parents, but at the same time, deep inside, I know I was ready to get back because I got a lot of songs coming out for y'all. A lot of good music, a lot of motivational stuff to get you on your feet. You know, and I wanna make this year music everything I do. I wanna get them checks in the mail when I'm asleep. I wanna make it a career, you know, and just motivate you to do the same thing, whatever dream you're chasing. That's what this music finna be about that I'm finna be producing. So y'all keep up with me. TQ, I'm on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, everything you wanna search, just search TQ and all my music gonna pop up.
Wonderful.
Keep up with me.
You know, and I'm proud of my son because I brought him up right, the help of God. You know, you can't do anything without God. And I can see the benefits because that's all I hear. You know, it's good when you hear good things about your son and when everybody says, hey, I love Laquone. Oh, we love to have him around wherever you go. People talk about my son. And I know it's because of prayer. I do pray for my son and my whole family. I pray for them all the time. And he's got the same character, anointed just like I am, that wherever we go, seem like people regenerate success because of the fact that I believe if you are confident in what you do and your faith in God and trust in Him, He'll bless you. And so you can see the results of it right now. You know, we've gone on cruises together,
Yep,
my son and
absolutely.
I, and you can tell it just we gel real good. And I thank God for that. Let me get to the part about, you know, I lost a son and you lost a brother. And we're talking about Junior. You know, can you tell some of the people out there how it felt and how it feels, at least, that used to run with this, your son back in the day? Because you were close, you and my son. Whatever I bought, one thing for my children, I was fair to each and every one of my children. I was equal. I bought them the same. You know what I mean? If it was a go-kart, I remember when we were younger, I bought you go-karts, and they cost a whole bunch of money, but I did it so that you can be together. So, what do you want to say anything about that?
No, you know, it's always hard losing somebody, you know, and especially lose somebody close. You know, you like your brother, you Batman and Robin. You know, you grow up together, run the streets together, and you know, when you get older, everybody take their separate paths, and you just pray that they get the best out of life, you know, and you can't live for nobody. So when they're gone, you miss them. That's why I take advantage of these days now. I want to get every moment I can with my family,
Yes.
and if anything, you